If you clicked on this video, that means that you want to lead a more creative life, but somehow that is way easier said than done. There are so many things that can stand in the way of our creativity, our corporate jobs, daily responsibilities, taboos that we're too old or too young to start doing something. And trust me, I've been there. I've been stuck in this cycle of waiting for the perfect moment to become my most creative self. But I've finally broken the mold, and in this video, I'm going to share with you 5 key changes that have helped me get there and how you can do it too. Hi, I'm Christina. And for the past 2 years, I've been living my most creative life. I have started a YouTube channel about theater and I've seen over hundreds of shows. I have released my own music and taken singing to the whole new level, and all of this while having a 9-to-5 job. And this is my video to tell you that you can do it too. So let's start. The first thing that helped me lead a more creative life is that I started referring to myself as a creative. Creativity is such an interesting thing because a lot of times we think that certain people have it, and if we don't feel particularly creative, then we think that we're just simply not creative, which is not true. We all have ability to do something creative and to be creative. It just depends how much emphasis we put on it or do not put on it. And those who put more emphasis on it, they are naturally more creative because they are doing it more often and they're investing more energy in it. I was thinking that in order for me to call myself a singer, I will need to have my music released. But the issue was that I first need to be a singer and a songwriter to even be able to create that music so that it can be released. So I needed to actually create my identity of singer before I even started releasing my music. And this is the same for just being a creative person. You don't need to wait for anyone's permission to call you a creative. You need to do that yourself and truly feel and embody that before you move on to the step 2. The second thing that really helped me tap into my creative potential is that I focused on one passion and one project at the time. Initially, that was singing. I've written quite a few songs and I've been singing for a long time, but I've never released my music. And then I decided to record 5 demos, just me, guitar and a mic, very simple setup. And then the next step was I'm gonna share this with people. And I think this is the most nerve-wracking thing when you're kind of like, actually, this little thing that I'm doing on the side, I'm gonna share it with someone and I'm going to take an action towards it. So I have shared it with a few producers, and then I decided to work with one particular producer, and from there I invested all of my free time and money into actually working with this producer to make these songs happen. And then I need to find a mastering and mixing engineer, and all of this was a process that I was dedicated to. And because I have a 9-to-5 job, like probably you do as well, this was something that I was doing in my spare time, and all of my spare time was dedicated to that. And then once I completed that cycle and I released my music, I started focusing on YouTube, and YouTube has been my go-to passion project since, because it is one of those things that requires a lot of time. So if you have a passion that you want to pursue, it will be easier for you to have a project that you are forming this passion around, because then it can give you a clear goal and a sense of direction. So for example, for YouTube, for me, is release one video every week, one long form video that I decided I'm going to film over the weekend and prepare for it. And over time, I managed to cut down the hours that I need to both record and edit a video. But for a long time, that is what my weekends were for, and it is something that I really enjoyed and allowed myself to focus on. And number 3 that really helped me in living a more creative life is scheduling my time for my passions. And this is particularly important if you have a 9-to-5 job or like a very strict schedule, or something else is taking up quite a lot of your day, because we have a limited amount of time in a day. And if we don't schedule time for our creativity and our passions, it is so easy for other things to become a priority. And sometimes those things are not even the biggest priorities, such as you need to take care of someone or you need to pick up your kid from school or something like that, but it is actually doom scrolling or watching a Netflix show. And sometimes it is as simple as, because you don't have it scheduled in your calendar, you forget about it and you just decide to postpone it to next week, and then the next week turns into the next month, and there isn't a way for you to build a habit around this. And because of that, it's really important for you to look at your calendar and find at least an hour each week that you can dedicate to your passion. It doesn't need to be 3 hours or a whole weekend like I said I did with my YouTube, because at that point I was already living a fairly creative life and it was okay for me to dedicate more time to it. But start small if this is your first step towards leading a more creative life. An hour a week is something that I'm sure everyone can find. Maybe it's an hour in the morning before you start with your work week, or maybe it is hour during lunch break at some point. Just find an hour that you can slot for yourself each week, that you can have space and time to think about your creative self. And what you will notice is that that hour will turn into 2 hours the moment you find a bit more connection with your creativity, and then it will be easier to build a case to dedicate 3 hours to it, because you have already built a habit of thinking about your creativity and focusing it. So I'm challenging you to find that hour each week when you can be more creative, and put it in your calendar for the next 2 to 3 months, and just dedicate that time to creativity in whatever shape or form that is. Which brings me to number 4, and that is that when you are trying to be more creative, it is incredibly important to invest into learning a new skill. And not only that, but it is important to invest also your money towards it. And I know that this is something that maybe you're not willing to do yet, and there are plenty of free resources that you can take before you invest bigger money into it. But I do think that once you buy a course, or just buy a template for something, or it could be a guide that you can follow, it doesn't need to be something that you need to spend hundreds of thousands of pounds towards, but it is that little investment that says, I am committed to this. For example, a few weeks ago, I bought a £30 manual on music production. I really want to learn more about music production, and I know that if I invest even as little as that, I will have something to follow that will give me structure, and I can go first one lesson, then second lesson, and that hour that I have built into my week to dedicate to my creativity and something that I want to learn, I do have something that I can follow that will structure that hour. If you're not ready to do that yet, then learn a new skill by consuming free content. YouTube is a platform that has people from all walks of life and all different creatives talking about their passions, about things that you can learn from them. So try and tap into that. There are also plenty of other resources on the internet. So if you're really keen to go down the free route, then this is a good place to start. But make that hour about learning a little bit more about this skill or creative pursuit that you would really like to explore, because that will allow you to expand your knowledge about it and expand the potential avenues that you want to explore with it. Because right now, being a creative has this version in your head that it's only one linear way that you see a creative, but there are so many different people who are exploring creativity in different ways, and by learning from them, you will just open your eyes to different ways in which you can be creative and all different things that you can do for your passion. The fifth change that I have implemented to lead a more creative life is that I have tried to remove a lot of my distractions. And we're all human, and it is impossible for us to never doom scroll, never binge, never waste a little bit of our time. I don't think that hyperproductivity is the answer to all of our problems, but I do think that there are so many ways in which in today's modern world we can just lose and waste time. And social media is one of the biggest distractions that we have. So in my case, I have downloaded the app Opal, which locks me out of my applications, and I need to go through a hurdle of unlocking all of that to even get an access to my Instagram or TikTok accounts. So this is one thing that I have implemented to increase the friction of me accessing social media. But when I say remove distractions, sometimes you do need to remove also certain habits or say no to things that you would previously go for, just to allow more time for your creativity to flow. And creativity is one of those things that loves free time and space, and you need to get a little bit bored and pensive and think what it is that I actually want to do in terms of my creative self. And if you have your schedule packed with a lot of social activities, with a lot of people you're seeing, a lot of things that you're doing, then obviously you don't have time because you're constantly distracted by what other people want to do and what they have for your agenda. So you need to reclaim the ownership of your agenda and be like, no, actually on Friday, I'm not going to go out. I'm going to stay in and I'm going to work on my YouTube video because I find that fun. I feel connected to myself when I do that. And I'm not advocating for you completely leaving your social life aside unless that is something that you want. But I do think that sometimes it is important to remove distractions that come in that form as well. And sometimes it's even people who are in your life who you feel are soaking up a lot of your energy and you just want to cut back the hours you're spending with them, and maybe you're just gonna invest that 1 extra hour towards doing something for yourself. I hope that this video has shown you that it is very much possible for everyone to be creative and tap into that creative power with a few very simple steps. If you're interested to hear how I almost given up on my passions, check out this video and find out why I haven't.